Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. As you probably know, the Wagner Group stopped its activity in Russia. President of Russia, Putin, said, you former Wagnerites, you can follow Prigozhin into Belarus. You have the choice of going home to your families, or you can join the Russian military. He gave them three options, which think about the fourth one. The fourth one would be go and join Ukraine in fighting Russia. That's another one that Putin did not mention. Now, because after all, they are employees to go and pop for money, not for, okay? So what happens now? Poland seems to take action, being afraid that these Wagnerites that are going to move, we don't know how many, into Belarus could attack them. So they start fortifying their borders with Belarus. Can you believe that? I think that's really a gross exaggeration, but it doesn't mean that having this kind of people over there on the territory of Belarus, those guys cannot go and do some bad stuff in Poland. But I think it's a long stretch. So this article comes from Ukraińska Pravda. It is from today, the 28th of June 2023. Poland fortifies its border with Belarus due to relocation of Wagnerites. Remember, this is Ukraińska Pravda, and Ukraińska Pravda is a Ukrainian media outlet. And we have this article here. Again, Ukraińska Pravda, from today. Zelensky believes there are not enough Wagner fighters in Belarus to launch new offensive on Ukraine. And this is again from June 20th, from today. So why are these guys scared again when this smart field marshal thinks that they don't have enough, I think for good reason, not enough fighters. But also they don't have weapons, heavy weaponry, because Putin took them from them. So, yeah, you can say they could form commandos and go into Poland and cause problems. That could happen. I don't think it's, maybe I give it 1%. Why would you want to mess up with Poland? A population of what? They have a country of 39 million people, or about, let's say, 40 million people, armed to the teeth, with NATO occupation, friendly allies forces on their territory. Okay, I don't think, unless you use nuclear weapons on Poland with conventional weapons, what are you going to do? Wagner Group for 10,000 people, I would say 5, we don't even know how many are going to go to Belarus. But anyway, Poland is waiting for that, believe me. Maybe Poland's going to have some attacks, they're going to blame it on Wagner Group. Poland has decided to reinforce its border with Belarus due to the arrival of the Russian Wagner Group mercenaries in the neighboring country. The Polish Deputy Prime Minister noted that Wagner Group in Belarus, estimated to number around 8,000 mercenaries, pose at least a potentially new challenge. Yes, that's okay, alright, you should be prepared. And I'm quoting, "This is an element that is dangerous for Ukraine. It is potentially dangerous for Lithuania, and it might be dangerous for us. This could mean a new phase of hybrid warfare, much more complex than the one we have faced so far. Therefore, decisions were made to reinforce our security on the eastern border." Now, on this thing, beefing up your borders, remember when the Russians brought their military next to the Ukrainian borders, what the Western countries were saying? Were urging Putin to take back his military from his territory at the border with Ukraine. Now, what should, and they said that's an escalation. So should this be considered by Belarus an escalation? And if not, why not? Oh, I know, because the Belarusians are bad and the Poles are good. Got it, my bad. The Deputy Prime Minister said that the decision was to strengthen the border. Oh, that's the word it was. Okay, it's just strengthening. They don't plan anything. It's just strengthening because 8,000 people went to Belarus. Okay, involves both increasing the number of forces deploying. Remember, put this in the context. Put the shoe in the other side's foot and see if it fits. You just increase the number of forces. Imagine Putin would have said, we just increase the number of forces. Is that how they said? And they will permanently present there and increasing the number of various kind of barriers and fortifications. The security policy is focused on the darkest scenarios. And I'm quoting. And they were forced, like the Americans always react, to make such decisions based on this principle. Oh, so you can use a darkest scenario, but Russia could not use a darkest scenario in Ukraine. I get it. And why is that? You're just a country like any other. So yes, your self-preservation, your security, it's important. So therefore, you act according to that. But it seems like some, oh, it's okay, buddy. It's okay, you can do that. But hey, those guys cannot do that. Why? Because we have to take over. On June 27, the foreign minister of the two Baltic states urged NATO to step up the security of its eastern border. So that means, come bring your military on our territory because we need you to protect us from this boogeyman right here. Okay, in response to deployment of Wagner private military company mercenaries in Belarus. Oh my. You see, these guys, the Baltic states and Poland, they want to take on Russia. And they shit their pants for, not even, they say 8,000, but we don't even know if one moved. I mean, we know Prigozhin went over there, so that's one. But we don't know how many others Wagnerites are going to go over there. But anyway, it's just, okay, you are entitled to secure your border, to make sure that your population is safe and look for your, security interests. But was Russia allowed to do that? No. Put all this in how the Russians reacted and how the West portrayed that reaction as, escalating, doing this, doing that. Anyway, Belarus shares borders with the three NATO member states, namely Latvia, Lithuania, and Poland. I think Latvia and Lithuania together have about almost 4 million people or something. That's the population, just to put it in a context. And Poland has about 40 million. The president of the later, Andrzej Duda, the president of Poland, has previously said that the deployment of the Wagner Group's forces to Belarus is a highly negative signal for his country. Okay, well, do what you need to do. I'm all for that. I'm not saying not, but I just put it in the context of the other guys. This is things I don't like. When Gigi goes and rapes someone, we call it a rape. When his uncle rapes someone, we call it, providing sexual services or something, or what? That's what I don't like. I don't like when the same thing is called differently depending on if you like that or if you don't like that guy or that person or that entity. And in this case, obviously this article by Ukrainska Pravda, who is at the receiving end of the exact thing by the Russians, treats this as yes, there's the threat over there in Belarus, which it is, that the Poles and the two Baltic states they reacted to that threat. They're bringing more troops, and those guys want more troops from NATO over there. So they want to beef everything around Belarus because of the possibly 1, 5, 3, we don't know yet, Wagnerites are going to show up over there. But the Russians who claim NATO wants to move into Ukraine, having already installations over there and military trainers and all that. Nah, just take it easy, Russia. No, you have no concerns. Pull back your troops. You're escalating something that is nothing to see here. Just stay calm. Don't react. In the meantime, we cut your legs off. You see? And then remember how these guys interpreted Russians' actions versus how they interpret Poland's action. And I agree with Poland's actions. And the other guys know. And I don't like when you have foreign troops on your territory and you don't have your troops on their territory. I don't like this. That tells me a difference in authority and subordination. And clearly we know exactly who's who and what's what. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.